Welcome everyone back to Bold of You to Say. We're back with another episode. We talked a lot about WandaVision. We went over some theories that we have about what's going to happen next. We talked about the first 3 episodes. And yes, I do realize that this episode is coming out on the release date of the 4th episode.
Oh shit.
That's the price we pay by recording early in the week and releasing later in the week.
Damn.
That gives us an opportunity because if we make a prediction and it comes true in what is going to be today's episode, we get mega bragging rights.
Hell yeah.
So we didn't have a news minute this episode. I was gonna, but I just wasn't feeling that vibe. So we just talked a whole bunch about WandaVision. We got into an argument. You're gonna want to stick around for that. Ended really stupidly.
Beautifully for And then we just shit talked Matpat for the rest of the time.
Yeah, fuck Matpat, honestly.
Fuck Matpat. Like, if you're watching this Matpat,
go fuck yourself.
Oh my god.
Anyway, before we get into all that WandaVision stuff, enjoy Jared explaining Inhumans because he accidentally watched it,
rug.
which I think is the only way anyone has ever watched or will ever watch Inhumans. Anyway, like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell. Subscribe so you don't miss the next episode if you're not subscribed already. Leave a like, leave a review, blah, blah, blah. Give us money, all that stuff. Now enjoy the show.
Yeah, or else.
So I told you to watch WandaVision, and you were saying just a minute ago you were watching the wrong show.
Yeah, it was late at night, and I just got off playing other games and stuff, and I was like really tired. I was like, before I go to bed, I'll get like an episode of this show in and stuff, and that'll be good and all. That didn't happen. I got the wrong show. For some reason, I had Inhumans in my head. I don't remember why. But I was like, oh, that's the show Alex wanted me to watch. Yeah, let's watch it. I think you probably told me not to watch it, and my brain being sleepy and stupid got it all mixed up.
I didn't even realize, it's on Disney Plus. It makes sense. Yeah. It makes sense that it would be on Disney Plus, but I don't know. I've just heard people talk about it so little that it just has never registered in my mind as something that's available.
Yeah, no, I just saw it in my bar and I was like, that's the show Alex was asking me about. That must be the new one, because I don't ever remember seeing it before. And I was really tired, so I put the first episode on, and let me tell you, this is the worst show I've ever seen.
Really? Okay, so I have not seen it. So
allow me to describe to you a character.
Yeah, they made 1 season of this in 2017, and that's the last anyone has ever talked about it.
Yeah. There's a good reason for it. Let me describe to you one character from it, and I'll let you take a guess who he is. So this character, when you're introduced to him, they have this whole thing set up where they sort people based on how cool their powers are, basically. You have the cool powers, you're in the elite, you have the terrible powers, you work in the mines. Standard
phrenology stuff.
Yeah. So they have this guy, he goes in, he's got one of the shitty powers, so they throw him into the mines.
What's his power?
So what he does, though, is, I don't remember. I was fucking 4 in the morning, and I was not interested because
is it something stupid like talking to animals or something like that?
I think you could see the future or some shit like that.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
It's a cool power, but he has to have he's terrible, so. But this guy, though, he decides to rally all of the slaves, and he's like, okay, we're gonna march in the capital, we're gonna take over, we're gonna force them to change things.
We're gonna storm the capital.
Yeah, basically. So he goes and he leads this rebellion against the elite, and he's leading these poor downtrodden people against these rich assholes and stuff like that.
Now, at what point is this taking place? Is this first episode,
in the beginning?
Mid-season?
Yeah, this is first episode. And shit. And so this guy goes and he takes over and stuff. Now take a guess. What would you say he is? Is he the bad guy or the good guy?
Oh, he's gonna end up being the bad guy, isn't he?
Right off the bat, he's the villain.
Oh,
the guy.
Okay, right after saying that, I just read the description. The description for the show, The never before told adventure of the royal family.
Yep.
So that's how you know this is going to be some anti-proletariat shit.
The beautiful thing about the royal family is that they still don't see anything wrong with what they're doing, and they think that they're the ones that are right. They don't have a moment at any point in that episode. It's like, oh, maybe we should stop treating people like shit. They just, they're just rich assholes.
And these are the heroes.
Yeah, these are the Inhumans. These are the main characters we follow.
Now, my understanding is that the Inhumans live on the moon.
Yeah, they do. It's that's the thing, though. In the show, you can't even tell because they have it's all like, oh, it's fake everything. It's just like Earth. But also, for some reason, they don't understand Earth culture, even though they have everything on Earth on the moon.
I've never understood the whole Inhumans living on the moon thing. Okay, fine, but you'd think Neil Armstrong would roll up onto one of their lawns and he'd notice shit's off.
It's hidden. It's on the dark side.
Oh, it's on the dark side. So in this universe, the moon doesn't rotate.
It never does.
Okay.
So that's the first episode, and I just stopped watching at that point. I didn't finish it.
Now hold on.
It goes on.
It's 1969 or whenever the moon landing happened, if you believe in that kind of thing. And
oh my god,
Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin make contact with the surface. So is this like a Toy Story situation where it's like Andy's coming, so everyone just shuts the fuck up for a half hour?
I don't remember them explaining how it works, but
because you think one of them fucking sneezes, and Neil's like, "Was that you?
Was that you?" I have a video I want to show you. It's a little off topic, but there's this commercial. You reminded me of that with the sneeze joke. It's a commercial. I think it's Bush's Baked Beans.
But is it one of the ones with the talking dog?
No.
Oh,
this was a Super Bowl commercial, and I think it was 2012. I think they came out with it, and what the commercial is it's 3 astronauts on the moon, and they put the flag down, and then a fucking giant rock monster comes in and starts killing them, ripping them apart. It's gory and all over the top and shit. And then we zoom out to the last surviving astronaut who's hiding behind a rock, and then he farts. And then the monster turns around and looks at him. And then it cuts to, astronauts don't eat beans. Buy our beans.
That's some odd marketing, I'd say.
I will show you the video. I will send it to you. I don't think that's what the slogan was, but it was so stupid.
It's the spirit
and I love
of
it. It's just thinking about it, I just can't help but laugh because it's just, why would you make that? That's like all the car companies that had that got product placement for Transformers, and then they had them be the Decepticons. So they basically make our car a Nazi.
So anyway, Inhumans though. So we got past episode 1, stupid. Right?
No, I never did. I turned it off after the guy I was rooting for was revealed to be a bad guy. It's oh, these are the main characters? Gross. Okay, enough of that.
It just seems like Alien Downton Abbey, but less interesting.
I mean, it's like Alien Downton Abbey, except there's a bad guy who you really want to win. It's you know how there were people that were oh, Eric Killmonger, he's got a point and stuff when Black Panther came out.
Right.
Well, they decided to just double down on that, I guess, and just made the bad guy just absolutely in the right.
Jeez. Yeah,
it's there's no possible way he's not the good guy in this situation.
Any show that centers around any royal family is going to be some weird bourgeoisie propaganda.
Yeah.
My favorite thing about it, though. Lion King is some weird bourgeoisie. How I can't fucking say that word. Bourgeoisie propaganda.
Yeah, because, I don't know.
Okay, in The Lion King, Simba's father, Mufasa, that I forgot his name for a second, Darth Vader is ruling over Pride Rock.
Yeah.
And as far as you can tell, being an audience member, he doesn't really do anything. Like,
it's the animal kingdom.
Yeah, it's the animal kingdom. And
it doesn't seem like he has power over anything, though, because doesn't he get, like, stampeded by just a mass of rams?
Those were the protesters.
I guess. It just seems like king is just a self-given title to
That's
them.
what I'm saying.
Like, we're king now.
That's what I'm saying. Mufasa is he's the king of Pride Rock. And everyone like looks up to him and everything. And in one scene, Simba's like discovering death, and Mufasa's like, "Oh yeah, we eat the antelope, and the antelope eat the grass, and when we die, we'll become the grass, I guess." And
so it's revenge.
And it's like, so this isn't like a law that you put in place. This is just nature. Like, this isn't like legislation. This isn't legislation that you enacted.
Remember how I kept making jokes about becoming the mad shotgun king when the world ends? That's basically what it is.
No,
there's no laws. It's complete anarchy. He's just calling himself a king.
What I think happened is, like, at some point, right?
He assassinated the real king.
No, what I think happened is that at some point, generations ago, all these animals were like kind of, claiming their territory, right? Like, oh, I'm gonna, raise my family in this little chunk of land. Basically, divvying out real estate. And Mufasa's ancestors, the first lions that lived in that area, just picked like the tallest spot they could find, and they were like, I'm in charge now, everyone. I
have the biggest home.
I decree that as the highest person above sea level, I am your king. And everyone was like, okay. So like, are you going to do anything?
No.
And he's going to be like, I am going to stand on this really, really tall rock. And everyone just kind of let him have it. Because they figured like maybe he's just having a rough time. Maybe this is like a self-esteem thing. And generations later, it's internalized monarchy. Because really, what are they going to do to enforce their rule?
Wasn't there a sequel called The Lion Guard?
Okay, I haven't seen The Lion King 2. I know it was a really small, like, direct to VHS.
Is that what
sequel.
they mobilized the army to attack, the counterattack?
And I remember seeing a commentary video on it, basically going over like the plot. And what happens is that one of I don't know if it's Scar's
I think it's
son.
Simba's kids.
No, it's Simba's kids and
like Scar's daughter.
Scar's daughter, right?
Yeah.
And Scar's daughter is just, like living with the hyenas, and it's like, oh, what are you doing here? Your people were banished. And it just seems like it wasn't really for any reason other than like the royal family just didn't like them personally.
Oh, and the hyenas were banished?
The hyenas were banished out to the Badlands, and Scar became the ruler.
I forgot about that.
And anyway, that's why the Inhumans didn't succeed.
Because of the Lion King. Fuck the Lion King. It keeps ruining good shows.
Yeah. I'm looking at it right now. I'm looking at Disney Plus. I'm looking at Inhumans, and like where it says season 1, just like on the show's like page, where it says season 1. I'll send you a screenshot of it, but it just looks like default font.
Yeah,
and it's like, is that really how little of a fuck they give?
I see the way it looks. I just figured that it's just placeholder. Like it's the new thing. I didn't look at the dates or anything. I just
Look at
figured,
I know this is like a small detail, but look at the font where it says season 1.
yeah.
That's like
Times New Roman.
Yeah, that's some like Times New Roman shit.
No, that's the actual thing. That's Times New Roman. I had to write so much shit in that for like reports and shit like that.
Oh, I refused. I always used Arial. I think it's a superior default font.
I had to use Times New Roman. They'd mark me down every time I didn't do that. These are so stupid. But yeah, no, that's Times New Roman. That is, they just fucking booted it up, threw it in Times New Roman, and slapped it down there.
Did they make it in fucking Squarespace?
Dude, with how shitty that whole show is, probably. It's okay.
Just
so
Disney Plus as a whole is
society.
Disney Plus made with Squarespace. I'm genuinely curious.
I need to tell you about this. It's amazing. So
okay.
They live on the moon, and they are this hyper advanced society that's all about superpowers and shit. Do you think they'd use normal Earth like tools and stuff? Like, do you think they have like normal forks and drinking straws and like pots and pans and shit like that?
If they don't know
hair clippers.
If they don't know shit about Earth culture, I'd imagine that they wouldn't have all this stuff that was specifically invented on Earth for Earth people. But they do, don't they?
They do. There's a scene where they're torturing Medusa, one of the royal bitches, and they cut off all her hair because that's where all her powers come from. And they just pull out an electric razor, and it's the exact razor I have in my bathroom right now.
Jeez.
I bought it for $10.99.
That's probably look. Okay, look, I was a PA on a fairly small movie production, and at one point we needed a prop. So
did you pull it from your room?
So we needed the production design department needed a light thing for like a cop car. And so it was like, okay, so if anyone like knows where to get one or if you can like bring one in. Well, the idea is like if you see one at like a secondhand store, if you see one on eBay and you can get it, that'd be much appreciated. Someone ended up just, bringing one in. I feel like that's what happened with like most of Inhumans, just like whatever they could like find like under the couch cushions,
We need an entire like fancy rich people kind of looking plate collection, like silverware, fine dining utensils. I got some nice spoons. Bring them in.
Yeah.
Anyone got a razor, like an electric razor, like a shaver? We just need it for just one quick scene. Gonna cut this wig into pieces. Here you go. Do you think people will be confused that we have a lot of modern day Earth technology on the moon? Nah, they won't even notice.
Yeah, I feel like they didn't care with that show because none of it was well planned out. Like okay, first it was gonna be a movie, and and then it was gonna be like a multi-part thing, and it was gonna be in theaters. Then they were just like, "Fuck it, slap it on TV."
Yeah,
they really did not know what to do with that property. And from what I gathered, like at the time when they were making it, they were really only doing it because at the time they didn't have access to the X-Men.
Yeah, no, that's actually it too. Is like they don't have the X-Men or Fantastic Four. So to have like the whole like, oh, it's the family, but they have cool powers kind of thing. Like they'd have to do something completely different, and that's the closest thing they got, and it's the worst thing too, because it's basically just like, hey, let's make these white supremacists the main characters.
Oh, jeez,
it's so horrible. I feel bad for every actor there because it's basically killed their careers.
So anyway,
let's get
all that aside. So you actually did watch WandaVision, right?
I did, but before we do that, I just want to say it's like,
okay,
think of the scene in Star Wars Episode 2 where they're eating food. Like, do they have normal forks or space forks? They have space forks. Now imagine that scene with a normal fork.
Were they really different from regular forks?
Well, yeah, they look like steak knives, like the little like steak fork thing, except that's
Okay,
just
sure.
their fork. They was all future-y looking.
Well, I think
but
the fork is something that's like basic enough that like you could see like any alien civilization coming up with it eventually.
Yeah, but it will still feel really weird. It's like when you see, it's like, oh, they have forks too. Oh,
Yeah,
but their doors open like buttholes.
Yeah, with Inhumans though, what thing did they use that you said that you had?
They have an electric shaver.
An electric
they have everything.
An electric
like all
razor.
the little appliances. Yeah, all the appliances they have are our appliances. But the buildings are like these like ornate, like Cloud City, Star Wars looking shit.
That's
just
where
looks
it gets
so wrong.
That's where it gets weird. Because
like they have these
a
like
fork among like a bunch of Star Wars stuff doesn't really stand out much. It's a pretty basic utensil, right? It's like, complaining that there's rocks that look like Earth rocks. But an electric razor is something that is so hyper specific that like it's beyond the suspension of disbelief.
Yeah. I think it even has the brand name on it still. I have to look at it again, but I paused and had to do a double take. Like, is that my razor? But yeah, let's get on to the main topic of the show, the whole pizza pie. Now that we're 21 minutes into it,
hey, and we filled our Star Wars quota.
That's true. Pardon me. I watched WandaVision. Very weird show.
I like it. I like it a lot. I like that they're really committing to the format and they're committing to the genre.
It is a very what's the word? Change of pace compared to other Marvel shows, and it's actually not that bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I do like the little mystery to it. Wish they'd stop focusing on like all the Hydra jokes though.
Well, so the commercials, I like to think that those are like sort of like dreams that Wanda is having.
Yeah.
Like it's just kind of like subconscious stuff.
Now I have a theory though. In there's 3 episodes. I watched all 3 of them. I'm sure you have watched all 3 of them.
Yeah.
But in the 3 episodes, there's the little commercials that happens like one every episode, and they all have a reference to like Hydra or a character in Hydra, like Baron von Strucker has a watch brand and shit like that.
Yeah, and there was a Stark toaster.
Mm-hmm. The thing is though, it's like also along with those is like Wanda has like complete control of it. Like it's not like she's there against her will. Like the first episode seems kind of like that, but all the other episodes she's like changing like how the course of things are going. Like she doesn't like the way one thing went, so she's like, just reverse it. We'll change that up. And it's like really making me think. It's like I wonder if she's gonna be the bad guy in this. Because it seems like everyone is against is there against their will. Because there's a scene in the 3rd episode where like Wanda and what was her name? Genevieve. Right, that's her name.
The one that she kicks out of the simulation.
Yeah, her friend that's got like a symbol. I don't know what that symbol is, but I think it's something to do.
It's sword.
It's sword.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, sword and shield. I forgot. I'm stupid. But she's got the sword symbol on her shirt. But I know, like when they're talking and stuff, Vision's outside the house. And like 2 of their neighbors are talking, and they've been acting weird like this whole episode. Like the fucking Vision's friend like saw through his wall, his like little patio wall thing.
Yeah,
it's just like, oh, okay, bit weird, but to each their own.
Yeah, that's.
But they're like, we should tell them.
I saw that as like the simulation breaking down.
Yeah, no, I don't think it's a simulation. I think it's literally like it's like House of M, where it's like Wanda's own like. Reality where she's just cut out this whole thing and just started taking people in.
By that I meant like glitch in the simulation, like as like a broader term. I don't think it's a simulated thing.
Okay, I get what you mean now.
Yeah,
I can metaphorical.
I can get into more specifically what I think is going on after you're done with your thing.
Yeah, I think it's like basically it's like somehow, probably with the help of Hydra, given that there's so many references to them, is that Wanda was able to basically create her own little pocket dimension in the middle of some like small town, just sucked everyone into it. And she's basically God now and refuses to let her robot boyfriend die. And I feel like the ending of the show is going to be that Vision figures it out and they're going to have like a one of those mushy gushy heart to heart, and she's like, okay, I guess I'll kill you then. And then it'll all go back to normal.
Yeah.
Your turn.
Okay, so I guess I'll just open with what I think is happening.
Just use it like a sledgehammer.
What the sitcom is set inside of. So this is just, judging based off of, what has been, what they have shown in the series so far, but it seems to me like Wanda is in a sort of a bubble reality that she constructed inside of a pre-existing neighborhood, and everyone in that neighborhood just kind of got mind melted into a new identity. So when Wanda, isn't around, or, she's sleeping or whatever, everyone else in the town either just kind of like they go like idle, like a sim, or they kind of drift back into like who they really are. So that's how you get moments like oh, should we tell Vision, or like when Agnes and Herb were talking outside of in the lawn.
Yeah, and like the Doctor though, he made a good like little quip thing and says, what is it? He's talking to Vision, and he's like, oh, I don't think I'm gonna go on my vacation after all. Small towns, they're hard to escape from.
Yeah, I know.
But he like really draws like attention to they're hard to escape from part. And it's like, oh geez. I don't think any of these people are here willingly.
Yeah, but like I still honestly don't know how much they know, like how lucid they are.
Yeah, I think it's like only in like how you're saying, where it's like complete control, except for like some moments where it breaks and stuff. Because there's a whole bunch of stuff where like the things outside of the bubble reality are like leaking into it, and it like messes with the people. Pardon me.
Yeah, I think it depends entirely on Wanda's
concentration.
Like when she is giving birth, or when she's losing like control and like the lights are flickering and everything's going crazy. Like that's her, losing her ability to focus and keep everything contained. So that's how you get moments of lucidity. I also think it depends on the, I guess, like the cognitive abilities, if that's the right word, like basically how susceptible you are to mental manipulation. Yeah. Where like there's varying degrees that you see of how under the spell certain people are. Like, the married couple from the first episode, they're pretty much under it 100%.
Oh yeah, Mr. Hart and Mrs. Hart.
Yeah, because it's just some guy and his wife, and they're just regular ass people. The Doctor may be a little less susceptible because like smart doctor, that kind of thing. Yeah. This is just me talking out of my ass, by the way, but I also think that what's her name? The one that Wanda kicked out at the end of the third episode.
Genevieve.
Yeah. So that's Monica Rambeau, right?
Who?
Have you seen Captain Marvel?
A long time ago, and I don't remember much.
Okay, so
wasn't she like her friend?
It was the kid of Carol's friend.
Ah. So she just went on and joined Shield's like second division thing then.
Yeah. Yeah, so
Okay.
she's a sword operative at this point, and she gets sent in. And I imagine she got, like some kind of training prior to going in, which is why,
Like
she's a
not
little
weak
bit
to
under it. Yeah, she's a little bit under it. Like when we first see her, she's either playing a character or she's just kind of going along with it. But then once Wanda has the twins, I don't know if this is Monica being able to break out of it on her own or if it's just Wanda losing concentration for a moment. But that's, when she's like, "Oh, your brother was killed by Ultron, wasn't he?"
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think it's probably a combination of the two. But anyway, I also wanted to touch on how it got to that point, like how Wanda found herself in this bubble reality, because I have a couple of different ideas for how, this idyllic version of life came about.
Yeah. I think it has something to do with like some of the commercials, like what they're talking about and stuff. I feel like it really heavily implies that it's Hydra and probably Strucker like coming back and like actually doing some stuff. Like they're probably tricking Wanda into helping them by giving her this ideal reality.
Maybe.
Because like Strucker is dead, but like he was one of the original Hydra members in the comics, and he dies in there. But he comes back as a cyborg later on. So like,
yeah, and to be clear, I know I said earlier he was probably killed for war crimes or executed for war crimes. Same thing, official sounding title. And but like I don't know. I don't know where he is
like,
at this
because there's
point.
that scene. I forget which one it is, but there's the scene where I forget who it was, but I think it's Winter Soldier. Just like went through and killed a bunch of people. And you see the helmet cam of it, and they like identify Strucker as one of them. I think it was in Civil War, actually, like the start of Civil War. Maybe it was Crossbones. I don't remember.
No, I don't think Winter Soldier killed a bunch of Hydra people, did he? Because I just watched it recently.
It was someone else, but I remember there being.
I know
one of the Captain
Zemo was
America-
going around to different Hydra people looking for information, but I don't think anyone went on a Hydra massacre.
Yeah, no, I remember there was one of the Marvel movies had a scene in it, like one of the like I guess tier 2 ones, where it's like where it's like the whole Winter Soldier story arc shit. I know one of them has a scene where it's a helmet cam sweep of a room after a successful raid. It's probably like some random shield soldiers now that I think about it. But they have like a quick pan of the room and they show all the people they killed, and like one of them was Strucker.
Okay, either Strucker is still alive or he's dead, but he's going to come back. It doesn't really matter what happened to him. They're going to do whatever they want regardless.
Oh yeah, because it's the new Marvel stuff. It looks fun.
So you were saying you think that they're doing something to Wanda?
Like to try and like use her powers for their own means, because it's Hydra. They probably have an ulterior goal. But Wanda
they might be trying
already
to like harvest her or something.
Yeah, but like with Wanda, already being in an emotionally damaged state, it's very easy to trick her into helping them.
Well, we'll
amplify your powers and give you a whole place, and you can have vision live. All you got to do is let us do tests.
You know what that reminds me of?
Yeah.
In Ben 10's season 4, episode 1, Perfect Day. The Forever Knights have been in like a simulation where it's like a perfect day, and he gets everything that he wants, and that's just to keep him pacified while they remove the Omnitrix. It could be something like that.
I think it's
They're
like that,
like
except
harvesting
she's
her
more
powers, and they're just keeping her in some kind of vegetative hallucinating state.
I think it's like that, except it's also like she's a little bit willing with it, because like I think they're doing House of M with this, where she's like having like a whole mental breakdown about Vision's death, and it's just kind of like warping reality and stuff.
That's kind of like one theory that I've seen that I think is a pretty good one.
Yeah.
But instead of Hydra, which I don't think they're gonna really do anything with Hydra in WandaVision, because one, they've done a lot with Hydra, and I think they're kind of doing they're fighting Hydra for like the last time in Falcon and the Winter Soldier, because I like Hydra is like phase 1, phase 2 level, like they used to be like, really big in power and stuff, and I think that Hydra has just run its course, and I think they're kind of gonna
that's the thing,
complete
though,
the
'cause,
Hydra storyline with Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I think it's more likely that if Wanda is under any kind of influence, or if she's made any kind of deal with the devil, I think it's actually a deal with the devil. I think if it's something like what you're saying, it's gonna be Mephisto.
Yeah, it'd be like, I kind of want there to be Mephisto, because if they add him in, then they can easily get the X-Men into it too and shit. But at the same time, though, it's like, I don't know. I don't want to rule out Hydra entirely yet, just because like I feel like they might build them up a little bit more before they take them out, because we haven't even gotten AIM or any of the other enemy factions introduced yet. It's just been Hydra.
Got AIM.
Really? Where?
In Iron Man 3. I mean, it was just AIM in name alone. Aldrich Killian was in charge of AIM. I will admit it wasn't very fleshed out or anything. It was just
no MODOK
in name only. Yeah, no MODOK.
It's not AIM. Not the same. Not the same AIM.
Not the
Get out of the game.
AIM.
Lame AIM.
But I think it makes more sense that it would be Mephisto, because creating a bubble reality and giving someone their idyllic life, again, assuming it's not Wanda doing it herself, which she very well could be doing. She does have that kind of power level and, frankly, the motivation to do it.
Yeah.
But if it's going to be some kind of external influence, it's going to be some kind of supernatural presence like Mephisto.
Yeah.
I
mean, what was it? The Devil's in the Deets.
Okay, yeah, like we talked about this last week. There's some stuff
Alex,
that people are pointing to as evidence that Mephisto is involved. I'll send you an article. All that you really have to look at is the pictures that they have in it of the toaster. Basically, there's like a little like logo that if you turn it upside down, it looks like 666. That's not what I'm judging this based off of. I just think it would make
based off of this.
I just think it would make sense that it's Mephisto in control, if it's anyone in control. Now,
the toaster doesn't lie.
As for some kind of like,
you know what, Alex, we should consult the oracle here. Oh, magic 8-ball, wisdom so round. Is it Mephisto? Better not tell you now. Fuck your. He's not gonna spoil it for us.
Now, in terms of build up for why Wanda would want to create a bubble reality like delusion for herself. Obviously, she had to kill Vision and then watch him die all over again in vain.
Yeah.
So that's going to take a huge toll on her. But, there could have been more things that happened between Endgame and WandaVision, and I just sent an article basically saying that, laying out this theory that Wanda was pregnant in real life, and somehow the babies died or it was a miscarriage or something, and she just snapped.
I forgot about that.
And that could lead her to make a deal with the devil and live out this Brady Bunch, I Love Lucy kind of life. And what does Mephisto get out of it? Maybe he gets some of Wanda's power, or maybe he gets to channel it into something.
Or just
Or he just gets her
shit.
soul.
Yeah.
And that could very well tie in with Doctor Strange into the multiverse of madness, because it could be...
He's got to make a deal with the devil.
Yeah, it's like I said before when we were talking about the Clea theory, where Dottie is secretly Clea, possibly. That, could tie in with Doctor Strange.
Cleopatra?
And it could be like, an overarching villain, sort of like a mini Thanos for WandaVision, Doctor Strange, and Spider-Man. Because really all three of them have ties to Mephisto.
Yeah, don't remind me. I don't want to remember One More Day. That was fucking horrible.
They could do One More Day if Mephisto is the big bad.
They're gonna do one of the worst Spider-Man storylines.
No. They're gonna do it good.
You know,
they're gonna do One More Day, but not horrible.
That's how they're gonna fix Spider-Man.
Yeah,
I just realized they're just gonna do One More Day.
I know. I don't know how I never thought of it. Like, I made the connection, like, oh, maybe Doctor Strange is gonna like send him back in time. No, they're gonna do One More Day. They're definitely doing One More Day. We're calling it now.
It's gonna be a combination of Into the Spider-Verse and One More Day. Him and Doctor Strange and Deadpool, for some reason, are all gonna team up with the other Spider-Men. They're gonna go through the fucking multiverse, and then they're gonna wind up like doing One More Day.
Now, what do you think what price do you think Peter is gonna pay for
One More
for
Day?
getting the timeline reset?
Alex,
because in the comics,
you had a chance to rhyme there, and you just didn't take it.
I know. I realize
it's probably
now.
going to be the same price. He's going to give up his romance with Mary Jane.
No, that's too low stakes. Look, in the comics, Peter had to give up his marriage to the love of his life, and if they do the same thing,
Ned.
If they do the same thing, and Peter has to give up his high school crush that he's been dating for 2 days.
He has to give up his powers.
It's not going to be... That's what I was going to say.
That's how they're going to get rid of Spider-Man, so Sony doesn't try to do it. They're going to have him give up all of his Spider-Man powers.
You took the words out of my mouth. That's what I was getting to.
I'm good at sucking words through mouths.
Yeah, so I think that's a good prediction.
I know. Probably the most accurate prediction that's gonna happen. They're gonna team up, do multiverse shit, and then
how many more movies does Tom Holland have in his contract?
I think 1. Yeah, I think this is the last movie, unless Sony renews the contract, or no, Disney renews the contract. I forgot that they're renting him. We're doing what I used to do when we had a movie gallery nearby. They're renting Spider-Man.
Hold on.
You checking it?
This is from Cheat Sheet from July 13th, 2020.
Yes, 20 movies lined up.
Marvel has some big plans for Tom Holland. The studio is reportedly in talks to lock down the actor to 6 more Spider-Man films, not including Spider-Man 3 in 2021.
Okay, so they're just going to sacrifice Ned. I'm doubling down on that theory now. Ned's going to die. Spider-Man 3. Let's go.
They're going to build up the Ned, the Peter Ned romance, and then yank it away from us at the end.
It's not even a romance. He's just going to be building his Legos, and he's just going to start disintegrating.
He has to sacrifice the Lego Death Star.
Just throw it into like a fucking volcano. There, the
Cast
timeline
it into
saved.
the fires from whence it was molded.
It's gonna be like that scene, Lord of the Rings. Peter's gonna be standing over the fucking fire, holding the Death Star out. And Ned's gonna come in. He's gonna be like, "Peter, don't!" He's like, "I have to, Ned. This ends here." They're gonna have a fight. No. It's gonna be Ned. He's holding the Death Star. He's about to drop it, but then he turns around. It's like, no, I won't. And then Peter has to drop kick him into the lava. At some point, Ned's gonna bite off Peter's fingers.
Could that lead to Ned becoming a hobgoblin?
Oh, that's right. I forgot he's Hobgoblin. He sacrifices the Death Star. Ned gets angry, turns into the Green Goblin. It goes wrong, turns himself into the Hobgoblin. He's a monster now.
What if Mephisto is like, okay, I will reset your timeline, but I want Ned's soul and I want to like corrupt him and turn him into my corporeal representative.
Ned's just standing up.
He ends up being Hobgoblin.
Yo, dude, no. It's like, fine, I'll do it. What the fuck, Pete?
Ned's just like, okay, look, man, you're early on in your career at this point, right? So you're looking at, 25 years max in prison for your crimes that you've committed. If we're not talking about the murder that you just got framed for. So let's weigh our options, Pete.
I'm taking it, Mephisto. What the fuck?
No. Mephisto's just gonna be like,
damn,
just fucking cold with you. Damn, I can't believe you would do that though. And then Ned's just gonna be pissed off about that, and then he'll just become Hobgoblin like by choice.
Doesn't even turn into a monster.
Fuck, bro?
He just makes a glider and starts tormenting him.
He just becomes like a bit of a dick, and Peter's such a drama queen that it's like, my best friend corrupted by Mephisto.
It's like, fuck off, Pete. You tried to kill me. I can't believe you betray our friendship like this, Ned. Read my lips. Try to kill me. What if they decide to bring Venom into the MCU and they make Ned Venom?
I would like to see that.
There's just a portly Venom walking around. Peter,
no, the actor that plays Ned actually has lost a lot of weight. In the last couple of years, like he's looking pretty good.
Damn it! Why? How dare he be healthy and live an active lifestyle?
Let's look at some recent photos of him. You Google him, I'll Google him. It'll be a nice little group activity.
I'm just gonna Google search Ned Spider-Man because I don't know the guy's name.
Look at that! Look at what I just sent.
Oh, hot damn! He changed. Yeah, he's
looking pretty good.
Why does he look like a young CeeLo Green?
Oh, I hate how right you are about that.
No, he looks like you know Clone High.
I only know the JFK meme.
He could be the CeeLo Green clone if they make a live action movie. Just throw him in.
I just found an article. The headline says Ned leads actor Jacob Batalon. Ned leads actor wants to become Hobgoblin in Spider-Man franchise. So like he's down for it.
It's like, turn me into the bad guy. I want to fight Tom Holland. Fucker deserves it.
Tom Holland just like does something like, you know how everyone has like one little thing that they do that's so annoying. Tom Holland just has one little thing that he does on set. He does one little thing on set that this guy that just doesn't like, and he's like, yeah, I want to become Hobgoblin so I can just punch him like once.
Just really hard with a bomb. Please.
House of M in the comics though, isn't that when Wanda, because I didn't read that arc, isn't that when Wanda wiped out a majority of the mutant population?
No, she removed all mutants.
She removed all mutants.
Yeah. What House of M is basically Wanda just removes the abilities of mutants and just turns them into normal people.
House of M is when they just wanted to do Wolverine comics.
Basically. But I think a couple of them did have powers. Like, I know Magneto kept his powers and all of his Brotherhood of Evil Mutants. I know they all had their whole shit still. But a whole bunch of people lost their powers. I think Cyclops lost his powers, which, to him was a good thing.
Oh, yeah. That was a favor for him.
It's like, oh, I have eyeballs, not dimensional rifts where my eye sockets are.
Storm is like, oh no, she took away what makes all of us special. And Cyclops is like, hey, just simmer
I can
down,
see.
lady, okay?
Rogue's over there like, oh my god, I can touch people. Professor X.
Oh no, what makes all
up.
Oh no, what makes the thing that makes all of us special? Shut the fuck up, Storm. We have to deal with this shit. Okay, you can control the weather at will.
I don't have eyeballs.
Will. You can choose when your powers are active. I'm always shooting concussive energy out of my eyes.
No, he
not
doesn't even
lasers,
say that.
by the way.
Just goes on a rant about how
and
they're
everyone that I touch fucking dies. Okay, Storm.
Colossus has normal skin. Oh, how inconvenient. Oh well. How do you think Deadpool feels? His cancer's still there, but now he doesn't have any healing factors.
Actually, Deadpool isn't a mutant by Marvel standards. If you didn't know.
Oh shit, you're right. No, he doesn't have an X gene. He's just a
he-
normal, run-of-the-mill, actual abomination against nature.
I believe he's what's called a mutate, which is like mutants are born with their powers and they get activated at puberty just naturally. What Deadpool is he's like his powers were artificially induced.
Yeah.
So technically he is not affected by House of M.
Neither would Wolverine because they're both Weapon X. Wolverine's powers.
Well, Wolverine is an actual mutant.
Yeah, but his whole thing, a lot of his like healing factor and enhanced shit, all came from the Weapon X program.
Really? I thought they just gave him the metal claws.
Yeah, no. They gave him like an upgrade. He's basically normal Wolverine's level 1, and then afterwards when he gets the metal claws, he's level 2. It's just like the same abilities but stronger.
Okay, but yeah, he's still a mutant. He's just
Yeah.
an upgraded, enhanced mutant.
He's better. It's Wolverine, but stronger. Wolverine looks over at his past self. I'm you, but better.
Thinking about it, though, it's weird that they would do a House of M type story potentially years before, or maybe up to even like a decade before, or a better part of a decade before they actually introduce the X-Men.
That's probably how they're introducing them.
Well, I don't know, because they don't have any X-Men movies planned in the next couple of years, I don't think.
Yeah, but they're
hold on,
probably
let me
going to
Google this.
I know there was a Fantastic Four movie that was confirmed. I think it's for 2022.
Yeah.
So I think what's going on is they're just going to do the Multiverse of Madness and stuff like that. Just build up to it. Because, like, Vision's dead. He had to die. And after his death, Wanda is supposed to have a mental breakdown and start the alternate reality shit. And I think that's going to lead into the Multiverse of Madness with her breaking down the barriers of reality. Which is in turn going to bring in all of the stuff from Fox. I think that's what they're doing.
Maybe. Yeah, because in the comics, didn't they merge the 616 continuity with the Ultimate Universe?
Yeah, and
So it could be something like that.
that was the most
Combining-
horrifying thing too. We had to watch Miles come to the realization his universe is going to die.
Yeah.
But it's okay, he lived. he got better. It's like, oh my god, my universe! It's collapsing on itself. We're all going to die. But no, he made it. He made it out. They were like, we'll let Miles live. We'll have 2 Spider-Men.
He sells enough copies. We'll bring him in.
That's the thing, though. I don't think Spider-Gwen, like, she's not from Ultimate. What was she from?
She's just a whole other thing.
Yeah, no, hold on, I had to think for a second. Yeah, no, she's from a different thing.
But yeah, would Disney do that though? Like, I know that they're going to introduce the X-Men, but would they fold in that whole timeline?
I think it's going to be a softcore reboot thing where they're going to imply that it exists and stuff, and then they're going to have like the whole reality like collapse into a soft reboot. I think the whole multiverse.
The thing is, those two universes are like fundamentally opposed because like the MCU is, you know, a well-oiled machine. Continuity is really important. You know, everything ties together. It all makes sense. Meanwhile, the X-Men timeline is, well, it's the X-Men timeline.
There is no timeline. They keep fucking
I don't think they
timeline.
I don't think they would touch that shit with a 10-foot pole. And also, they have done they've done time travel in the X-Men movies, and it's nowhere near what it's portrayed as in Endgame.
Yeah, that's
so
why
like
I think
these
what
are
they're doing.
Different fabrics of reality.
Yeah, I think what's going on is that the universe threat isn't going to be a big villain or anything like that. It's going to be actual, just the consequences of their actions, and like at the end of this whole like year, 2 year, however long they're gonna do it, like Marvel 2 thing, it's going to be they fix the multiverse problems, but it reboots the universe and it adds all the shit in. Like they're gonna introduce like the ideas and some of the characters from the other timelines, like bleeding into the MCU, and then at the very end of it, it's gonna be like what they did with Ultimate and 616, and they're just gonna like reboot it all and rebrand it kind of thing.
Yeah, I know, but I don't know, because like it would be like, really complicated folding in that pre-existing like franchise, which by the way has already run its course completely. So I think they're going to do is they're just going to introduce mutants as a totally new concept. Like it's the MCU's take on it. It's not the Fox X-Men in the MCU. It's the MCU X-Men.
Well, yeah, I know, but like the thing is, though, I think they're going to have to do the reboot because otherwise,
by the way, are they going to use the Days of Future Past timeline actors? Are they going to use the actors from the original X-Men trilogy? Yeah, so if they're going to go through the trouble of recasting everyone, they might as well just start fresh. New X-Men in the MCU. I think what makes the most sense is, you know, just saying like, oh yeah, these people have been around for a while at this point. That's why you have, you know, fully grown X-Men at this point.
Yeah, I know, but like, I don't know if they're going to do that though, because they've been doing that so much. Like, even like with Endgame and stuff like that, people were like, oh yeah, if Miss Marvel was someone he had on speed dial, why didn't she ever show up to any time the Earth was invaded or threatened?
Captain Marvel.
I'm sorry, but the point still stands. I was like, people have been pointing out these like big problems, and it's like, you know, I don't think they're going to do that.
Well, the Captain Marvel issue, that's forgivable because it does make sense.
What? Well, like
the reason, like, oh, why didn't Nick Fury just call in Captain Marvel?
She was busy.
She's busy. There's infinitely more planets than Earth. Earth is just one planet in the galaxy or the whole universe.
Dude, I mean, like
calling Captain Marvel for the invasion of New York when you already have the Avengers formed. It's like getting a paper cut and calling the police. It doesn't make any sense. Like what you're calling in compared to what the danger is, like the ratio is just way off. Like you call in Captain Marvel for a world-ending threat.
Yeah,
you don't call in Captain Marvel for just an insurrection.
That's a good point.
So that issue, that plot hole, whatever you want to call it, that I don't, you know, put much stock in it.
Yeah, I still think they're just gonna do a whole reboot thing, just because that's the easiest way to fix all of the things they have going. Like, they can redo the Mandarin after they do that. They can bring Tony Stark back. They can bring Captain America back. Replace him with younger actors, even.
That cheapens everything that we just went through in the last few years.
I mean, it's Disney and Marvel. This is kind of their thing.
Well, yeah, in the comics, but the MCU is a whole different beast.
Yeah. I still don't think they're going to keep anyone actually dead, though. This is it's like I've been telling people who've gotten into it. It's par for the course when it's like something like this. There's going to be this stupid thing that makes it all cheap and not like threatening anymore, and it's going to happen.
Well, look, the issue with that, with just bringing characters back, aside from it not making sense in the context of the story.
It's dumb.
It's just it's a whole lot more difficult to do in a movie franchise as big as the MCU, because like if they wanted to bring back Iron Man, which they don't, you would have to bring back Robert Downey Jr. It's not as simple as just drawing the character back into the comics.
Yeah.
Like all that you have to do to bring back a character is just write them in and then draw them. But with a movie, you have to you got to negotiate how much you're going to pay the actor, which for Robert Downey Jr., it's a big consideration. So it's in their best financial interest to keep him dead.
Yeah.
You also have to consider, schedule. What is he going to be shooting any other movies while you're shooting, whatever movie you bring him back for?
Well, that's what I was saying.
And
though,
you gotta consider whether he even wants to come back. And if he doesn't, what are you gonna recast Tony Stark?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. That's probably what they do with a whole reboot. Just change everything.
Look, the moment they recast Tony Stark is the moment the MCU dies.
Oh my god.
Everyone will turn on Marvel and Disney if they recast Tony Stark.
What if they recast Tony Stark and cast Johnny Depp as Tony Stark?
Same thing. MCU is dead. Everyone's gonna stop seeing the movies. And I mean, do you think Kevin Feige would really do that? That's some shit Sony would do. Okay,
I mean, when a company
that's the
big
kind
enough,
of short-sighted decision making that Sony would do. I don't think you're giving Marvel Studios enough credit.
To be fair though, Alex, when a company gets big enough, they'll take risks.
No. Bringing back Iron Man is not taking a risk. It is risky, but they won't view it as taking a risk. It's the safe bet. It's the safe option to just bring back the character everyone already knows and loves.
Yeah.
What's more risky is just doing something original and new, which they've already done with like Guardians of the Galaxy and stuff like that.
Yeah, but like at the
in
same
short,
time, though,
in short, they're definitely not rebooting the MCU anytime soon.
The thing is, though, it's like you got to remember corporations, especially nowadays, they're really dumb. I mean, look at what happened with Apple and Fortnite.
Well, Apple and Fortnite don't make Marvel movies.
I know, but they're still multi-million-dollar companies, like almost on the same level that Disney is. And it's like, yeah, I think Disney feels like they're in such a place where they can make a really bad decision and get away with it.
Well, why would they make a decision that they know is bad?
To bring back marketing shit? Like, I mean, come on. Why would they make the Inhumans?
Look, I feel like you're just being cynical for the sake of being cynical.
I'm just saying, the most like marketable way to do it would be to just reboot it so you can make more toys.
See, I don't know. They're gonna make more toys regardless, right?
Oh yeah, but like,
and they're gonna sell more toys if the movies are actually good and people like them.
Here's the thing, though: if you reboot it and stuff, you'll be able to make a bunch more. Like, for example,
no, I just don't believe that.
After Marvel did their whole like merging of the universes and stuff, they had like hundreds of different comic books about the different characters they added in, and then a bunch of them about the ones they brought back and stuff. And those were sold off the shelves constantly, and they're still like selling to this day. So it's like, yeah, it'll be annoying at first, but in the long run, it could be a more financial stable solution to just
Well,
reboot
look,
the universe and just keep going with what they got.
Marvel is going to sell action figures. Marvel and Disney, they're going to sell action figures
They've already sold
regardless
their
of what comes
souls.
out. They're either going to sell Falcon and the Winter Soldier action figures based on a show that everyone loves, or they're going to sell action figures based off of a Captain America reboot that has mixed reactions and people think shouldn't have even been made. Now, what would you choose?
Well, that's the thing, though. How do we know they're all going to react like that? I don't know about you, Alex, but I've seen a lot of Marvel fans who will like go out of their way to like watch and read every little thing and buy every little thing because they're just that much into it.
Well, yeah, those people are going to buy action figures regardless of what happens.
These people
But
fuel the industry.
But I'm saying though, it's going to be a safer bet to do to continue on with this continuity that you've already built up and you've invested a lot of, time and money and creative energy into, as opposed to just scrapping it all and starting over.
Well, yeah. Well, I'm not saying they're going to start over. I'm saying it's like a soft reboot kind of thing. They just like redo stuff, introduce new things earlier on.
Yeah,
change everything, but like not really.
Yeah, I don't think that's what a soft reboot is.
Well, I mean, it's like they still have the events and everything that happened. It's just that they retroactively install a bunch of different people into it also, along with the main characters.
Well, that's not a soft reboot. That's just retconning. Like if they say like Captain
thing?
America fought, well, no, it's not the same thing.
Oh,
If they say like, oh yeah, Captain America fought with Wolverine in World War II, that's just retconning. That's adding to the lore. That's not a soft reboot.
oh, I need a dictionary.
I can't believe we just had this whole argument over just a word that means different things to us.
Oh, well, I mean, isn't that what all conflict is?
You know what? That's above all, that's content.
That's bold of me to say. That whole argument.
Past an hour already. Wow.
We did it. We did it, gamers. We can now legally say the N word. Don't actually.
Whoa,
if you
what?
do, I'll block you. What?
I'm just looking at this article. The one about the 666 toaster.
Oh my god.
Well, it has been long rumored that Nightmare would be the villain of WandaVision. It's possible that Mephisto could be the primary antagonist plaguing Wanda instead. It's another thing that I remember talking about on the show, that Nightmare could be the villain.
Oh yeah, hold on.
Did we touch on the possibility that Wanda could be the villain?
Yeah, I said that.
I know. Yeah, I know that you mentioned it, but I wanted to talk a little bit more about it.
Yeah, no, I just remember something. I gotta do a quick Google search though. Because that beekeeper guy could possibly have been one of Hydra's.
No, the beekeeper had a sword logo on him.
Did he?
Yeah. No, what I think happened with that is that Sword sent someone in, and they had some kind of like hazmat suit on or something. But it got warped by this reality. Just bubble reality, whatever thing, and basically just kind of converted it into like the safe equivalent of that, which just ended up being a beekeeper.
Yeah, I don't know. It's weird because because there's all the references to Hydra, and then there's this beekeeper guy who's like completely surrounded in bees. That's his name.
I read into that the whole Hydra, all the Hydra references. I just read into that as Wanda unpacking some trauma.
Maybe.
This if you remember the Stark toaster commercial.
Yeah.
The toaster starts beeping. That's a metaphor I guess an analog for for the missile that hit Wanda and Pietro's house, the one that they expected to kill them, but it never went off.
Yeah.
That's what I saw that as.
There's probably deeper meanings behind them. I'm just not looking at them like that. You're probably right on that, then. Still, though, I 100% believe that she's the bad guy.
Yeah, that's like an interesting thing that I saw an article about. That like just kind of, I don't know, like recontextualized it for me, or like, I kind of saw the show a bit differently after that. Because, at this point, obviously, Wanda's the protagonist. It's her ideal world. It's, she gets to live with Vision. But what I think is going to happen, well, she is the protagonist, and she's going to stay the protagonist. She will be the villain.
Yeah.
Kind of like how Thanos was the antagonist, but he was like the hero of his own story. Yeah. So the Sword, who is monitoring this bubble reality, as you see at the end of the first episode, they're trying to reach her. That's why we heard someone on the radio like, Wanda, who's doing this to you? Answer, Mephisto, maybe, I don't know.
Wanda picks up the radio. Mephisto, maybe, I don't know. Hangs up.
Keep watching.
We'll find out soon.
But yeah, so Sword is going to like keep trying to, breach this bubble reality. Take a shot every time I say bubble reality. They're gonna try to breach into it and kind of, take Wanda out of it, free everyone that's trapped in it. And that's gonna be the antagonizing force for Wanda. And in one of the trailers, I know she says something about like, oh, Westview is our home and we got to protect it. That's her fighting to stay in this delusion.
Yeah.
And so she's gonna be the villain. And I thought that was a really interesting, like, that's gonna be a really interesting direction if that's where they're going with it.
I tell you, Westview reminds me so much of a place in Doom Patrol called Danny the Street, in which it's a reality where people live in, except the difference is Danny the Street's actually a pretty cool place to live. Danny the Street lets you go whenever you want. They don't give a shit. Also, the street's alive and non-binary. Doom Patrol, in my opinion, is great. This is off topic, but everyone should go and watch it. It is Brendan Fraser's return to movies.
Wasn't it on the DC streaming service, the now defunct DC streaming service?
I think it's on Hulu or HBO. It's one of those.
Yeah, it's going to be on HBO Max now, right?
Yeah, go watch it. Go watch it. Watch it. I love it.
God, I wish I like knew someone with an HBO Max account. I personally wouldn't get one.
Yeah.
Because it's really expensive, $15 a month, but there's a lot of stuff on it that I want to watch.
I think my grandma might have one. I'll go ask her next time I see her. I'll be like, hey, do you have an HBO?
Yeah, no, I think an HBO Max account is different from like HBO Go or what. HBO has had a lot of streaming services, come to think of it.
And only one of them I ever got, and it was just to watch the Spawn show.
Yeah.
God, fucking, that's another show. Old as hell, but I want it to come back so bad. The old Spawn cartoon. Bring Keith David back and just redo it.
God, I love Keith David.
His voice is perfect for every character he plays. It's just, I don't know, soft-spoken badass. That's what Keith David is. He's great.
Yeah, he's like Darth Vader on Poetry Night.
Basically. Like every character he plays always has like such like he's always like an anti-hero to a lot of the characters he plays. And they always are just like, they're always just so fucking good. Like they have like,
see, I know him as Elroy from Community, which you have to watch.
I know,
because it's a really good show. I want to talk about it on the podcast. I think Community is the Office for smart people.
I'll watch Community at some point. Don't worry. Only if you indulge me and watch a 4-hour long compilation of every time Ron Swanson speaks.
I mean, I've already seen all of Parks and Rec, so
Yeah, but you'll have to sit there and just watch the Ron Swanson scenes. There's no context for them. It's just him talking. Back to back. No commercial breaks. As it should have been.
Ron Swanson is
He is...
possibly the only likable libertarian.
I don't even know if he's that. I think... What is he? Is he a libertarian?
He might be an anarchist.
I think he is. Because he's against the government, but he's absolutely in love with business and privatization.
Oh, Ron Swanson is ANCAP.
And what's ANCAP?
Anarcho-capitalist.
Oh no! He's the one-slur.
Oh no, the Onceler is a good guy because
He dates himself.
no, I just remembered the film theory video. I know I mentioned it while we were recording once, but film theory did a video about why the Onceler is the good guy, and it basically boils down to he's a kid with a dream, and so that means it's okay that he wiped out an entire ecosystem.
Look, he got better at the end.
Look, I won't say Matpat is a shill or, a Nazi sympathizer or an anarcho-capitalist sycophant or a simp for captains of industry or someone that would write favorable articles about
The Inhumans.
fucking John D. Rockefeller during the Great Depression. I am saying, though, that it seems like he really, really, really wants to be sponsored by, like, Chase Bank or something.
Yeah.
Like, if like, I don't know, if there was, like, a fascist political part, like I'm trying not to say the Nazis because that's such, like, a cheap thing to invoke. But like, if there was like a fascist, let's say like a real life techno union, and they were like, hey Matpat, we're gonna sponsor one of your videos, and you're gonna say that it's okay that we have slaves and do war crimes. Matpat would be like, hey guys, welcome back to why genocide is okay theory.
Oh my god.
Matpat, if you ever listen to this, just why would you? I'm talking specifically about your video about why the Empire from Star Wars are secretly the good guys. Why would you say that?
Because,
like, I get that it's like for views, but like, I don't know, like, everything that you say could be said about the Nazis and it would be equally valid. And by that, I mean not valid, not fucking valid, because you can't defend the fucking Empire. I don't know why I'm like legitimately mad at Matpat for that, but like, if you're listening, fuck you.
oh my god. At least when I say I played as the Empire, I also say it's not because I agree with their beliefs, it's because I just think they look cooler.
Oh yeah, I will always play as a stormtrooper if given the choice. But that's
Fuck
because
the rebels, they look like shit. Why would you make the good guys look so lame?
I would never in a million years, however, defend the actions of the space fascists.
They are definitely
Anyway,
evil.
a lot of passion went into that.
More passion than a Matpat video. Ayo! I hate Matpat because he's a shill. I hate every video of his. Because it's always the same stupid format. It's always, haha, outrageous, wacky theory, but it's just a theory. And then he ends it.
And then he spends like 10 minutes explaining some shit that doesn't even like pertain to the theory.
Yeah, and then people love it. I hate that. Why do people love his theories when all they are just inane bullshit followed by just
him talking about the game or the movie.
Yeah. Hey
And then him
guys,
ending
here's
with,
10
"Oh, but
minutes
that's
of
just
Five
the
Nights at
theory."
Freddy's lore.
Yeah,
Yeah,
basically.
hey guys, here's 10 minutes. Here's 15 minutes of Five Nights at Freddy's lore. 15 minutes later. So anyway, Captain America is a secret Nazi sympathizer, but that actually makes him cooler.
There's a Matpat video I saw, and it just proves a point I made a long time ago. I said, I bet you he doesn't even play the games. In the video, he goes on to say, like, so there's a game I play. I need to add context first. So the game that I've been playing a lot of is called Hollow Knight. A lot of people play Hollow Knight. It's one of the best indie games there is. It's a Metroidvania. It's a platformer. It's fucking beautiful. It's gorgeous. I recommend you get it, but I also don't because it's a super hard game. It'll probably make you mad. But the thing is, Matpat made a theory about it where he says that the king that is missing in the game is your character, which is lie. Because if you actually played the game, you'd get to the part where, you find his corpse. You find the king's dead body. And he's like, the theory is that you're really the king. Like, the king's not gone or anything. He's like, no, he's gone. He's dead. I saw his body. I hit it with a stick.
I hate fan theories like that.
So fucking dumb.
Fan theories that, like, either, like, just reading it or, like, seeing the video on it, like, I can immediately say, like, oh, yeah, I know that's not correct. Or theories that are like, so if you ignore this bit of lore, then this theory completely holds up.
It's like there's a thing about it too that pisses me off so much where there's another character that's alive that's like the queen, and in the lore your character is like the son of them. It's a weird story, but basically the king and the queen had a bunch of like disposable children that they threw at an ancient evil force. It's like a child soldier army. But there's a part where you can actually talk to the queen. She's like, "Oh, I know you. I remember you. We're the same kind, you and I," kind of thing. And Matpat decided, because he didn't play the game and only saw that screen grab, that clearly that means that you're the king and not, just one of the infinite amount of sons he had. It's so fucking stupid.
I mean, I don't know. I guess it's fine if he hasn't like played every game.
But that's
like,
the
if
thing,
you don't know the lore, don't make a theory on it.
Yeah, it's like, if you're going to make a theory about a game, at least experience the game first.
Yeah, or
to make sure that your theory isn't,
Yeah, I know for sure though,
or not.
I know for sure that he has writers that plan his videos for him, and write out the theories. I know that there's a whole team behind game theory and film theory and now food theory, which is a whole other beast.
Theory?
Yeah, food theory.
What's the theories? Broccoli's really a fruit, and here's how I can prove it. Let me explain the history
video
of broccoli.
That reminds me of a channel that I want to recommend in just a minute. But I saw one food theory video that was like, never order this number of toppings on a pizza, and it's like, if you order this size, you're getting more value than this size, like that kind of thing. But I guess it's more interesting than I'm explaining it. But that's food theory.
Food theory is just saving money.
Yeah, as I was saying though, if you have like a team of writers that plan out your videos for you, at least make sure that they play the game that you're talking about.
Yeah,
because it makes you look bad.
Everyone in the Hollow Knight community made responses to it. It's like, did you even play the game? Are you an idiot?
No and yes.
It's just that just pissed me off so much though, because it's like, it's not even that hard of a thing to miss. Because like, if you're going after the good ending, like, you have to do these steps. You have to go to where the king's body is. And you have to go and get a fucking like amulet off of him so you can get past his doors to get to the hidden area of the game. And like, so many things are wrong with him just going on these statements, because like the NPCs he talks to and brings up, like, they're mentioning that you're like that you're related to them, so it means you must be the king, are characters that happen after you find the king's body.
The people that you encountered after you do that, after you start your quest to get the good ending. If you're not going after just the generic, you just restart the game thing. And it's just so infuriating because it's like, clearly he's not the king because the king is fucking dead.
Yeah.
And it's just every one of his theories. After you see that, you just can't help but think, like, did he even play the game? And like, you start playing some of these games and you realize, no, he didn't. He's just an idiot that can somehow get millions of dollars. And then people start believing his theories. And then you get people coming into like the actual community groups like, I think this is true. Matpat said it. And it's like,
Yeah, I hate that Matpat has become like a source.
I know I'm probably just whining and stuff, but it's still so annoying when you're
that's like half of this show.
Yeah. Welcome to Boulder to whine. We should get off Pat. He's kind of sticky.
Yeah, and I want to close out the show in a minute. But before that, I have a couple of shout outs that I want to do for channels that are doing significantly better than this podcast will be for a long time. But look, if you listen to this show and you don't know about these other channels that I'm going to talk about, check them out. They're really good. The first one is Ordinary Things on YouTube. It's this guy that does
ordinary things.
Yeah, really like cool videos about ordinary things. I'll read off some of the videos that he's done.
Read off his stats.
Yes. So Ordinary Things. He's done a video called AirPods Crimes Against the Head, going over the history of AirPods and like why they kind of suck. Did a video about Quibi, which everyone's done, but he's done Ronald McDonald: A Life, breaking down the history of Ronald McDonald, the character. Did a video about the egg industry, how to win an election, and Ordinary Guide, which is talking about like Vladimir Putin and his like weird hijinks, the evil business of Nestle. And like I know that some of this like it doesn't seem particularly interesting. It's just ordinary. But no, the guy that does these videos, he's great on camera, really funny. Check it out. Give one of his videos a chance. I think you'll like it a lot. Oh, he did a video about the history of malls, which is actually a really interesting story. So check out Ordinary Things on YouTube. Link in description under additional resources.
This is gonna sound stupid, but I never really thought about like how malls came into being. And after thinking about it for just a second, I was like, that might be interesting to look into, because like
it is. Adam Ruins Everything actually did an episode on it, but he didn't really delve that much into malls specifically. I don't think, if I remember correctly. But yeah, this video is really really good. A little teaser. Did you know that malls were actually intended to be like self-contained cities?
What?
Yeah, they were designed by this one guy, and they were supposed to be these like self-contained buildings where in this building you would have like apartments and businesses, like commerce like we see with modern malls. And you were supposed to be, and like there was going to be like a doctor's office and a place to get like a haircut, all kinds of stuff, like everything that you would need just as a person would be inside of the mall. So you would never have to leave this self-contained, basically like a city.
I like that. Why didn't they do that?
It just, it's the same issue with Walt Disney's Tomorrowland. It's a really it's a great idea. Well, once you get into like the details, it's debatable on how good it actually is. But like when you first think about it, at least before you get into the details, it seems like a good idea. But it's just prohibitively expensive. You got to convince people to go along with it, and it's a
just
huge
feels more
investment.
Like a pyramid scheme than anything else, really.
Yeah, I don't know, but
Oof.
anyway, yeah. Watch that video. Watch the history of malls on Ordinary Things on YouTube.
I
Great
will
channel.
support this small YouTube creator.
He has 372,000 subscribers.
I will support this small YouTube creator.
This other guy, though, is actually way smaller. Nick is not green on YouTube. Nick is not green, all one word. He has close to 3,000 subscribers.
Alex, that sounds
still
like
a sizable
3 words. How could that be 1 if it sounds like 3?
Look, he's just built different.
Oh my god, this man. Subscribe to him. It doesn't matter what it is. Clearly, he's a god among us.
Yeah. Look, I discovered him on TikTok. He did a video. Well, he did 2 videos now. Look, hear me out, okay? 3 weeks ago now, he did a video titled Harry Potter and the Shifting TikTokers. And then he did a follow-up video, the CIA document that proves shifting is real.
Okay, what the hell is shifting?
Well, I'm glad you asked, because reality shifting is a new phenomenon that is kind of trending on TikTok in some circles. Harry Potter fans are super into it. K-pop stans are into it. The idea of it is that you take your consciousness and you shift it to another reality, preferably one where all of your favorite fictional characters are there just hanging out, and you get to bone Draco Malfoy. And a really popular thing to do is shift realities to go to Hogwarts.
How do you shift your reality?
Well, what you do is you make you write out a journal, or you kind of you script out what you want to happen, right? You write about it, you keep it in your mind, you think about it a whole lot, and I believe you're supposed to just kind of lay in bed or on the floor, however you want to do it, in a starfish position. And you have to play some like subliminal music that you can find on YouTube. So once you have followed all of the steps to begin lucid dreaming, you have shifted into this parallel reality in which it is the modern day, yet also 1989 when Harry Potter took place. And you get to hang out with all the main characters, none of like the side characters or like the non-interesting people. No, you get to hang out with all your favorite main characters.
So it's streaming.
Look, if you ask any reality shifter, they will tell you it is not lucid dreaming.
Okay, look, Alex, I'm going to tell you right now, what you're describing is what I do sometimes before I go to bed, and if I want to look at porn when I'm asleep.
Look, while it may seem that you're following all of the steps to feel like you're flying in a dream and you can like control things in the dream.
I do these same exact steps, and I have that weird I'm falling in a pit feeling when I'm laying in bed.
What you are doing is look.
Streaming.
The idea that what you're doing is lucid dreaming is ridiculous. Okay, it's preposterous to think that that's what you're doing. No, what you're doing is you're simply shifting your consciousness into, a fictional universe.
Right. Okay.
See, does it make sense now?
No.
So, yeah, that's what Nick is not green talks about in Harry Potter and the Shifting TikTokers. And then he makes a follow-up where he delves into some CIA documents. There's some old CIA documents that just got declassified that, seemingly confirm what these shifters are saying. Spoiler alert, it doesn't.
What did the documents into that? I don't want you to spoil it. I'm gonna watch it.
People were like responding to his video, and he posted like a condensed version of the first one on TikTok, to get people to see it, get the word out there, which is how I discovered the video. So it clearly worked. But a lot of people were responding like, why can't you just let us have this? And he's like, he breaks down basically like why you can't just let teenagers believe that they can escape to a different reality.
Yeah.
And look, if that intrigues you, check out the video. I'll have his channel linked in the description.
Can't they just
please check it out because it's so fucking hilarious.
Why can't they just do normal escapism like the rest of us?
Yeah, pick up a comic book, you nerd.
Pick up a comic book. Pretend you're someone else on Twitter. Eat a
Also,
roseberry bush.
Nick It's Not Green also did a video called LinkedIn, the worst social media, which I loved because I fucking hate LinkedIn. I know I've talked about it before. I fucking hate LinkedIn so much with a goddamn burning passion.
I hear it's like a really shitty place, really.
Fun fact, did you know that Bold of You to Say is actually registered as a business on LinkedIn?
Great.
That doesn't tie in. That's just something that I thought was an interesting thing.
We're a LinkedIn. Fuck.
We're a business on LinkedIn. That's just so I could list this as work experience.
Fuck yeah.
Then Nick Is Not Green also did a video called Parlor Right Wing Twitter. That was a good one. So yeah, go check out those channels. Link in description. Please check them out because they're really good. But anyway, Jared, do you have any closing statements before we close out the show?
You can close your eyes and imagine a sea. I don't know. I was going to go somewhere with that. But my brain's not working well. No creepy Jerry things for today, except for the fact that I'm right behind you.
Oh, actually, another fun fact about this podcast. Now, you might be
entirely
wondering,
funded out of pocket.
You might be wondering how we record this remotely because I'm in Ann Arbor and Jared is in Benzie.
No, I'm in the nth dimension. I'm beyond the dimensional planes.
Sorry, that's what I meant. I'm in Ann Arbor and Jared's in the nth dimension.
Every
so
moment's
you might be wondering
hell.
You might be wondering how we record this remotely. Well, what we do is we journal what we plan to talk about on the podcast. We write it down. And then we lay down in a starfish position, playing subliminal music, and we simply shift to a reality where I have a recording studio, and we're in the same geographical location, and then we record, and it's simple as that. Then I shift back with the USB stick with the recording on it, and then that's when I start editing.
What if we go to shift into each other's realities, but we don't realize we're doing it at the same time, so we both just get up in a different room? It's like, where's Alex? He went to your dimension. Oh, no.
Classic sitcom trope.
I ate a goldfish. Good night, everybody.
Hold on. I got to do the part where I say subscribe and whatnot. All right. Thank you everyone for listening to another episode of Bold of You to Say. If you liked today's episode, which you better, leave us a review on Podchaser. That's like an IMDb site for podcasts. Leave us a review if you're listening on, Apple Podcasts. If you're listening on YouTube, leave a like, smack that subscribe button, ring that notification bell.
Smack the like button or I'll smack you.
No, but really, if you like this episode, subscribe so you don't miss the next one. We do this every Friday. Our YouTube channel has clips of the show, and I do little visual aids on top. I make it more visually interesting. Tweet those out. Get some eyes on this show. Share this episode. Share Bold of You to Say with a friend. Share it with everyone because, like I always say, even if you didn't like this episode, statistically, someone that you know will.
And they need to see us.
Makes you think, doesn't it?
Now, if you don't do any of the things Alex said, I am legally allowed to go into your house and eat your cat. And I'll piss in your pants.
Yeah, that's actually...
These are government orders.
That's in the terms of service that you signed implicitly by downloading this episode.
There is an actual court ruling that lets me do this. Just look up Jared Rule 34.
Anyway, thank you everyone for listening. Good 9 a.m. through 9 p.m. Remember, embrace progress, become crab, and good night.
I do not apologize for any statement I've made this episode. You all deserve it. Good night, everybody. I love ya.
Okay, quick editor's note. So for a correction earlier in the episode, we were talking about like, oh, is Strucker alive or is he dead? I remembered while I was editing, Ultron killed him, case closed. Might come back still, I don't know. Also, the day after we recorded, a bunch of stuff happened with the Redditors and Wall Street, just a whole bunch. Like I said, always happens the day after we record, but we'll have all of our opinions on that next week. We'll get our take out there. So subscribe. Don't miss that one. It'll be great. All right. See ya.